Alright, what's up guys? So let's go ahead and discuss probably one of my favorite super popular diets out there, intermittent fasting. You see this pushed a lot on social media, by really popular influencers, like the Keto Body guy, a ton of other trainers out there. And the reason that they promote it is because it's easy. If you really look at the way most people eat, and if you really think about the way that you eat yourself, before you kind of got into fitness, it's a lot of skipping breakfast, a lot of, stimming up, and then waiting to eat until dinner. And if you look at the intermittent fasting diet, that's really exactly what it is. And it's sometimes, it's not even promoting clean eating, it's just promoting, waiting to eat, and then, you eat all your calories within like an 8-hour period. So if you look at it from that perspective, it's not even really a lifestyle change. You just kind of like, maybe trading some healthy food here and there for some not so healthy food here and there, or trading out your mocha latte for just like a black coffee with some Splenda in the morning. You're still getting stemmed up to get moving. You're still having a huge cortisol spike from skipping breakfast. You're still binging at night. There's really not a true lifestyle change going on there. And that's why it's so easy for these guys to promote, because, people are like, oh, hey, wow, I'm already kind of doing this. If I just eat a little bit cleaner, that maybe this is something I can stick to. Ironically, most people I've encountered don't end up sticking to it. So, obviously, I'm not a big fan of intermittent fasting. And here's why. Coming from the bodybuilding world, you learn that, and just training lots of people, you learn that hormones play a big role in building a better than average physique, okay? And to build these hormones, like testosterone, for example, you have to give your body the building blocks to do that. Testosterone, for example, would be saturated fats and cholesterol. Now here's the deal. Your body synthesizes the most testosterone in the morning, between like 8 to 10 a.m. So that would be an ideal time to eat some like eggs, steak, whatever, to give your body the tools that it needs to produce this super powerful hormone. Intermittent fasting says, that's not a thing, that doesn't matter. We're just going to ignore it and pretend like it doesn't exist. Go ahead and skip all of your morning meals and, just eat them later in the day. So, you're completely throwing out the fact that, testosterone takes all of these molecules to become a functional hormone in your body. It doesn't just exist out of thin air. Another thing that all these people promoting intermittent fasting fail to take into account is cortisol. So like when you first wake up, your cortisol is super high. Your body's been starving. Basically it's, hey, it's time to get up and go. Go hunt for some food, eat it, and feed me because, we're gonna die. That's your natural physiological response to waking up in the morning. The thing that will turn that off, that flight or fight response, is food. Our bodies are programmed to seek food. Now, it doesn't have to be, a high calorie meal. It could just be protein, just something that triggers your body's leptin response and tells your brain, hey, I've been fed, let's lower this cortisol, let's function properly and get on with our day. Now we can actually burn some fat for energy. Intermittent fasting totally throws that out. It says, drink, I got some coffee, but I'm also eating, so it's okay. It actually says, get stemmed up in the morning, burn fat. Now here's the deal. Yes, caffeine does improve fat oxidation. Now here's the problem. Stimulants also increase cortisol. So what you're doing basically is you're adding a cortisol spike to already high cortisol. So you get what I'm saying? You're hurting yourself there, all right? So you got all this cortisol in the morning from that diet. I love coffee. So what that means is over time, your body's going to start digging into your muscle tissue, going to start retaining a lot of water. You're going to probably be irritable. Let's see. You're going to feel depleted, fat gain. You're going to feel very stressed. All of these really bad things, because, you're not eating in the morning and you're not turning that cortisol survival response off that your body just naturally has. Okay, let's see. Also, just kind of like the last thing that I'm going to get into with this, because there's a lot I could cover, but this is probably like the last big thing. Intermittent fasting ignores the whole concept of, IGF-1, growth hormone, and insulin-based anabolism. So, whenever you eat post-workout, that those carbs stimulate your muscles to begin protein synthesis and recover. Now, intermittent fasting, it tosses out all that out of the window. That doesn't matter. You just kind of, you eat in your 8-hour window, yada, yada, yada. And on top of that, it's having to go in and lift fasted. And again, I don't even want to beat the cortisol horse to death, but your cortisol is going high into the gym. It's going to be even higher when you leave. So that's not a good situation either. Now, the way that I like my clients to eat and the way I eat personally is more of a nutrient timing approach. That means that I eat what I eat when my body needs it. So my fats are in the morning to help synthesize testosterone. I eat my carbs pre and post workout to maximize, my nutrient absorption and get the most bang for my buck out of insulin and really maximize that hormone's ability to build muscle. And, I also take advantage of IGF-1 and GH with my post-workout meal, because when you eat that large influx of food post-workout, when it's just protein and carbs, that insulin spike that it stimulates also spikes your IGF-1 and GH. So that's a lot of fat loss and muscle building just from that meal. And then, again, I also eat every 3 hours. Now, that does not do anything magical for your metabolism. Basically, that gives your body enough time between meals to break down the protein that you're eating so you actually get the maximum benefit from it. All right, so, just to kind of reiterate, why I don't like intermittent fasting. One, tosses out food's importance in producing vital hormones in your body, like testosterone, yada yada yada, your thyroid hormone, etc. 2, increases cortisol. 3, neglects the importance of insulin, GH, and IGF-1 in your body. All right, so if you're really, really, really looking to maximize your gains in the gym, make sure you're eating what you need when your body needs it.